Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to Go Home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motolite, and Pepetons. Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to Go Home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motolite, and Pepetons. Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to Go Home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motolite, and Pepetons. Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to Go Home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair.
All tournament long, W's have been scarce for the Antipolo Cashew Nuts, but the team has shown sparks of brilliance and chemistry in their last game when they defeated the formidable Philippine Navy Sea Lions. Riding on their recent hot shooting and stifling defense, the underdogs target an upset against the mighty KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor, one of the toughest nuts to crack in this season. The Anderson-led KalosPh third floor, second place in the provincial division, have taken down both division leaders Marikina and Centro Mall during the classification round of Cocogen Insurance Ballout Sports Founders Cup Season 2. The step ladder is prepped. One of these two teams will climb for the crown. It starts now. A very good evening to one and all mga ka-Ballout basketball fans all over social media and the world. I am Eman Cabiles and alongside me is my brother in brightness, Noy Daso, Africa. Noy, dalawang upset na ang meron tayo dito sa ating quadruple header today, no? So first two games, kind of an upset.
Yeah, that's right. One for BF losing in their matchup. And ito nga, just in the last game, it's M7 RPBY being eliminated by game changer Novaliches.
Right. So because of after those two games, let us take a look at the playoff picture now.
It's M7 RPBY losing to Novaliches. Novaliches proceeding to the division semifinals.
Yes.
They will be facing whoever wins the last game between University of Makati and AMA Online Education. The winner of the division semis will be facing itong number one team ng NCR division, the Marikina Shoelanders, who are waiting in the division finals.
That's right. So, sa kabilang dako naman, Coach Noy.
Yeah, well, ito, KalosPh and Antipolo Cashew Nuts will be facing for the right to challenge itong Philippine Navy Sea Lions who just qualified for the division semis over 14BF. And then, of course, waiting in the wings, the number one team in the provincial division, it's Centro Mall Golden Coolers, waiting in the division finals.
All right. So, konting recap, no? Our first two games na natapos na, one for BF versus Philippine Navy Sea Lions, wherein the Sea Lions prevailed. Ito naman, kakatapos lang, game changer Nova Leeches, an upset against the Magic 7 RPBY East Dental Clinic. And of course, our match at hand, Antipolo Cashew Nuts versus KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor. At sa main game natin, AMA Online Education going up against Strong Group, University of Makati. As we mentioned, our match at hand, this is the third game, Antipolo Cashew Nuts versus KalosPh, the third floor.
Well, in our classification stage, itong KalosPh, dominating itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts, especially from the paint. A 30-point advantage from the paint and rebounding advantage 63 to 45, winning by 18 points.
That's right. So itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts, Coach Noy, kahit pa paano, no, they are finding their chemistry late in this tournament. So what do you think their chances are against the KalosPh?
Well, definitely they will have to feed off the energy nitong si JR De La Rosa, who is leading them in scoring with 14 points. He's actually ranked 9 in steals with close to 2 steals per ball game. And I think it will also be important for them to get itong si Nico Mamaradlo on track. He has not really been playing consistently in the classification phase, but he does have the capability to score. And of course, the playing coach, Coach Romil Hornacion, who has been providing the outside artillery for them and averaging 12 points per game. And it's very imperative that he has to hit from the outside, aside from, of course, being the general for his team.
Yes, and not to mention, Coach Noy, itong si Patrick Bakay, isa sa mga sa firepower nitong Antipolo Cashew Nuts from beyond the arc, kasama si Coach, si Coach Hornacion.
Well, Patrick Bakay actually coming on strong late in the tournament, and I think he could be a big factor in this ball game.
Right, now going to the KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor, they've been resting for a while now, Coach. Sa tingin mo ba makakasama o makakabuti yung rest na yon?
Well, definitely for any team, rest is very imperative, especially in a short tournament here where some teams actually have to play back-to-back games. But for itong KalosPh, of course, the number one guy you have to think about is Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
He is averaging 18 points per game, and pretty much he is the leader of this team, especially with the starting five. But when you go to the bench, which is actually, I think, the strength of KalosPh third floor, you talk about definitely Jenmar Bragais, who is probably the only guy in this tournament who comes off the bench but leads his team in scoring. He is averaging close to 22 points per game. But aside from the offensive production, just that energy that he brings, especially when he is paired with itong si Braille Meca, who averages 11 points in 20 minutes of action.
Okay, so umpisa na po natin ang ating third game of the day. We will now turn you over to our venue announcer na si Anjo Perey.
Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to go home.
It's
It's game time once again here at the Marikina Sports Center, the home of the Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports Season 2 Founders Cup. Our third game for today, your Antipolo Cashew Nuts is going up against your KalosPh, the third floor. And now let us meet the starters of both teams. First, from the Antipolo City Cashew Nuts. Starting with guard number 13, Marlon Espiritu. The other guard, number 12, J.R. De La Rosa. At forward, number 27, Patrick Bakay. The other forward, number 26, Romil Hornacion. And at center, number 6, Cas De Vera. Head coach of the Cashew Nuts is playing coach Romil Hornacion, assisted by James Garcia, Bernard Repato, and Jay Manlong. Together with Mr. Timothy Tangliban. And now, let us welcome the starting unit of your KalosPh, the third floor. Starting with guard number 77, Jomel Ancheta. At forward, number 23, Jasper Longalong. The other forward, number 9, Irvin Mendoza. Center, number 7, Jumilson Portales. And the other guard, number 3, Gerald Anderson. Head coach of KalosPh is Joseph Guion, assisted by Harold Talan and Jalal Halalaitan. Our referees for this game are Ruel the Crow Tolentino, Kib Nabro Bayais, and Ace Season. It's Antipolo City Cashew Nuts versus KalosPh, the third floor.
And the ball is live. This is our third game of the day. Eman Cabiles kasama si Noy Africa covering this quarterfinals matchup between Antipolo Cashew Nuts and KalosPh, the third floor. So let's talk about the first five, Coach Noy.
Well, pretty much the same guys starting for itong KalosPh, aside from Jomel Ancheta, who is actually a late addition here for KalosPh. This guy played for CEU and recently just transferred to the CSB Blazers. While on the other hand, it's Espiritu De La Rosa. You have Bakay, the three-guard lineup for itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts together with Cas De Vera and Coach Romil Hornacion.
Antipolo Cashew Nuts, Coach Noy, they can afford to always put a three-guard lineup because itong si J.R. De La Rosa can also play the power forward even at his size, no?
Well, that's right, and actually this is their best, pretty much their best lineup that they have on the floor.
And let's see if this lineup of Antipolo Cashew Nuts can hold their own versus the KalosPh Sportswear. Anderson for three. Wala that time. The score is still 0-0 with almost 2 minutes gone by in our first quarter.
I think itong si Mr. Anderson has not played for maybe 2 to 3 games already, and it's a welcome sight for Coach Joseph Guion to have the team leader back.
That's right. Huling kita natin kay Gerald, wala pang balbas eh. Ngayon, the beard na kaagad siya, you know? Probably.
Huling beses nakita tayo ng mga tao, wala tayong bokeh hanggang ngayon.
parang yung constant na ba? Meanwhile, good size. Speaking of tao, Coach Noy, good size crowd we have here tonight at this lazy bedweather Sunday evening, no? And kayo mga nanonood dyan, if you have the time and the means, head on over sa Marikina Sports Complex and enjoy the games with us live. Or, kung komportable na kayo, kung saan man kayo nakaluklok, panoorin nyo na lang po kami sa aming mga social media pages. We have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and of course, TikTok. So ito na, magto 2 minutes. Malapit na mag 2 minutes. Mukhang ngayon pa lang magkakaroon ng score, Coach Noy. As De Vera sinks his first free throw. unang naka-score dito sa third game natin, ang Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Short on the second try though.
Well, if you're KalosPh, you're hoping that you don't show any rust here.
So yun nga minsan nagiging issue, rest and rust, or the rust that comes with rest. Meanwhile, Gerald Anderson, yun nga mukhang kailangan pa ng WD-40 ng konti.
Well, tayo, whenever we rest, definitely we develop a lot of rust.
But enough about us. Nakascore doon ng KalosPh Sportswear. And they are now leading by only 1-2 pa lang ang ating score. Pero sabi ni Coach Hornacion, not anymore.
Specialty of the house
Right.
coming from the head coach, and of all the people, he should know the gaps and where his scoring opportunities will be.
Yes, meanwhile, Longalong answers right back with that mid-range jumper. So the score is 4-all. Patrick Bakay being hounded here. Mukhang na-scout itong si Patrick after his excellent performance last time around, Noy.
But good steal there for Mendoza.
Ancheta got blocked by Coach Hornacion. Pero mukhang nagkaroon ng na-jam yung finger ni Hornacion at hindi na nga siya nakasabay doon kay Portales.
Well, good recognition there for Portales. Seeing no defender underneath, just quickly went up for the basket.
Right. And Coach Hornacion still checking on his finger. Yan ang talagang hassle sa mga shooter, Coach Noy, no?
That's right. But if you're Antipolo, you don't want itong KalosPh, the third floor, to have a strong start.
Right.
Especially since yung second five nito is even more potent with the presence of Jenmar Bragais and Bryle Meca.
Yung second five nitong KalosPh Sportswear, pwede ng first five sa iba, no?
Yeah, that's right. And yun nga, for Antipolo Cashew Nuts, they really have to keep in step with this first five.
Right, as their bench is not that deep. Talking about the Antipolo Cashew Nuts, Coach Ramil Hornacion has to go out. Yung finger pa sa shooting hand niya ang nagkaroon ng issue doon. Espiritu comes in. Now, J.R. De La Rosa skies, but Cas de Vera cleans it up.
But whenever ito kasi si J.R. De La Rosa attacks the paint, he attracts all the defense, and fortunately for him, Cas de Vera was there to clean up that mess. Jasper Longalong with back-to-back mid-range jumpers, and ito kasi Longalong, bonus talaga yung points ito. I mean, he has the ability to score, but he has not consistently scored for them so far in this tournament.
Meanwhile, the press of the black shirts of KalosPh Sportswear is being implemented. That jumper by JR bounces out. And KalosPh is running. Gerald 4-3, bang!
You just cannot give him any form of space, and Gerald Anderson near perfect when he gets those open looks.
Right, every time he sets his feet properly, no? Siguro mga 85% papasok yung tres na yun. Meanwhile, strong drive by De La Rosa, the Birdman, initiates a contact. He will go to the line.
Well, if you're KalosPh, you really have to be wary of the penetration abilities ito ni JR De La Rosa, because definitely that is his strength, and you might want to force him to try to take shots outside.
Samantala, habang nag-free throw si JR De La Rosa, partner, let us express our gratitude sa ating mga very supportive sponsors, no? Starting off, of course, with Cocogen Insurance, committed, compassionate, genuine, 14BF, Ballout Sports partner since 2019, MDC, the official basketball of Ballout Sports, KalosPh Sportswear, our official outfitter, Chacha Go, take the whole world in view, Detail Avenue, attention to details, Snazzy Hair, L&J Spot to go home, Motolite, pang matagalan, Pepetons, House of Kapalmuks, located at Bayan-Bayanan, Marikina City, Madre Ignacia Street, Quezon City, and Grab Kitchen, Makati. There you go. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga sponsors.
Balita ko meron ka daw sponsorship offer coming from Snazzy Hair. Totoo ba yun? Hindi.
Ako'y lumalapit sa kanila, yung maniwala sa akin. si ano naman, si partner Ray Hobde naman yesterday, parang masama yung tingin doon sa malaking tarpaulin ng LNJ Spa.
Nakala ko sa Kapal Mooks na
Although marami din siyang inquiry about sa Kapal Mooks. At yun nga, we were calling out our comrade Farley Aguila. This was Farley, ang image model ng Pepetons, no? Oh, sorry, missed there, and good find underneath. Ralph Manzo in for Antipolo Cashew Nuts and immediately making an impact in this game. Longalong, another mid-range shot. Not that time. Espiritu now being hounded by Ancheta, and Ancheta too close for comfort.
well, whenever JR De La Rosa has to sit down on the bench, the responsibility for playmaking directly goes dito kay Espiritu, and he will need to step up for them to actually pull off an upset here. Now, so far in our knockout Sunday, dalawa na, 2 out of 2 games. The lower seeds have beaten the higher seeds.
Yeah, yun nga, 2 upsets today, no? It has been an upsetting day para doon sa dalawang natanggal sa ating tournament. Talking about the team, of course, of 1-4-BF who got knocked out by 1-4-BF got knocked out by the Philippine Navy's Go for Gold Sea Lions. At yung kakatapos lang, Magic 7 RPBY East Dental Clinic surprisingly losing sa game changer ng Valiches Warriors.
That's right, but going back to this ball game, we already see Jenmar Braga is on the floor.
Right. The second unit that you're talking about, with the exception of Gerald Anderson, Coach Noy, nasa loob na for KalosPh, the third floor. A 3 is on the way. Oh, high looper, but too strong for Manzo. Pingoy. Oh, nothing but air that time.
Well, ito nga si Bryle Meca will check in now for Mr. Anderson. But
That's right.
just imagine coming off the bench, you have guys like Jenmar Bagay, their leading scorer. You have Bryle Meca and a top quality playmaker in Jerry Pingoy.
That's right. Not to mention itong napakatangkad na si Esguera, Coach Noy. And I think the center, whoever is assigned to the 5th position nitong Antipolo Cashew Nuts, hindi pa yata aabot sa power forward nitong KalosPh. Meanwhile, Braga is out of control that time as he kind of lost his footing and is checking on his ankles right now. Ooh.
Well, if you're Antipolo Cashew Nuts, you're up a man.
Right. That Pinoy step through goes in for Ralph Manzo.
So far, Manzo being aggressive here for Antipolo Cashew Nuts, and they're gonna need a lot of that, especially with Coach Ronil Hornacion on the bench right now.
Oh, Castellano using brute force as he assessed na, uy, malilitong nasa loob ah. He will now go to the line for 2. So far, Antipolo Cashew Nuts, Coach Noy keeping in step dito sa KalosPh, the third floor. It is only a 1-point lead for KalosPh.
Well, if you're Antipolo Cashew Nuts, you just want to keep in step. I mean, any team, especially the lower seeds, the game plan is just to keep the game close and hopefully have that good run in the end to try and pull off an upset.
That's right. So, 2 free throws made by Castellano. Ups the lead down to now to 3. JR back in the game. Looking for movement from his teammates. Manzo, 7 to shoot. Baseline jumper is good.
This is Acque, number
That's right.
18 for Antipolo Cashew Nuts.
Castellano now sizing up the defense. And look at that. Good effort by Acque. And that's right. Dalawa sila, no? Na, yeah, Castellano got locked up there. And a 3-second Violation was called against him.
Well, unfortunately for him, he spun into the defense,
Right.
spun into a double team, and that's really something you have to avoid, especially when you play in the post.
Yun yung magaling ng ginagawa ni Big Mac Sevilla, you know, na when he sees a double team, talagang da-drop step siya to the baseline.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, pag si Big Mac Sevilla kasi even if he spins into a double team, pagpag niya lang yung double team.
Nawawala, you know. However, yun nga kanina sila Big Mac Sevilla bowing out of the tournament after losing to the game changer ng Valiches Warriors. Meanwhile, ito na, si Bragais. Wow, yung kaninang chinecheck niya na ankle seems to be okay.
Well, I think yung chinecheck niya ankle kanina out of ano lang yun embarrassment.
Ganun ba yun? Tsaka na dumulas no?
Parang nagdahilan na lang.
Right.
I mean, when you're the quality of Jenmar Bragais at nagmimintis ka ng layup, that's actually something surprising.
Or, Coach Noy, talaga na-distract lang siya sa tingkad ng kanyang sneakers. Kahit ako, doon ako napapatingin ngayon eh. Jenmar Bragais marauding his way, but missing that shot. However, at ayun na naman, he is on the floor. Oh, Pingoy stealing that one. And a foul will be called against the Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Great anticipation by Pingoy, no?
Well, I really like that word that you used to describe itong si Jenmar Bragais, marauding.
Right.
I don't think I've heard that in a conversation for like 40 years.
Oh, umabot ka na ng 40?
Oo naman. Eh, ikaw.
Yun nga, nagulat ako eh. I thought you were just 26 pa.
Maraming salamat. Wala akong ibibigay sa inyo sponsorship.
26 pa lang yung follicles. Meanwhile,
Okay, going back.
second shot by Bingoy. He made his first there and knocks it down. So the lead is 5. 17-12 ang ating score. KalosPh, the third floor, leading against the Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Another steal here by Pingoy. Oh, he takes it all the way.
Well, itong si Pingoy, despite being a point guard, yung build nito power forward na
Oo nga eh. Yun, parang, that was basically a low post move, the last bucket that he got, no? And he ups the lead now to 7. Oh, lucky for Antipolo Cashew Nuts that somebody, a dark shirt, was called for the foul, no?
Well, not that great spacing
Right.
for them.
As De La Rama and Dizon
They
nagpanggaan
run
sa
into each
intersection,
other.
no?
Yeah.
However, Joshua De La Rama at the line now, missing his first. This will be crucial, Coach Noy, as Antipolo really needs all the offense that they can generate, no?
Well, definitely they will be bleeding for points here. Of course, yung KalosPh, aside from being one of the top offensive teams here, also one of the more decent defensive teams.
That is absolutely right. So 1 minute, 3 seconds na lang ang natitira sa ating first quarter. As we've said earlier, dalawa na ang upsets ngayong araw na to. Of course, KalosPh sa third floor is walang balak ma-upset dito. They still lead pero hindi pumasok yung last na shot ni Pingoy. JR De La Rosa, pick and roll there. Coach Jonashon with the runner.
Well, you like that he has that those weapons in the mid-range to complement his outside shooting.
And that was great fundamental action there, no? Coach setting up the screen, then rolling to the basket. Meanwhile, Castellano, halos hindi mapigilan, looking for a foul. But Dizon held his ground. Now here's JR. Finds Romil for 3. Nothing there. 8 seconds natitira sa ating first quarter. And the ball stays with the white shirts of Antipolo Cashew Nuts.
Right now for KalosPh, the last thing you want to do is foul because both teams are already in the penalty.
Coach Romil receives. He will looking for space, lets it fly and knocks it down. As the time expires dito sa ating first quarter, Antipolo Cashew Nuts storming right back in this one. The score is 17-19. Though lamang pa rin ang 2 points ang KalosPh, the third floor. We will be back for the second quarter.
We're still here at Marikina Sports Center para sa ating third game between KalosPh, the third floor, at itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts. And now, KalosPh, the third floor, is back in full force as Gerald Anderson, Ray De Mesa, and Jenmar Bragais are back after missing some games. Si Gerald due to work commitments sa New Zealand, si Ray De Mesa naman ay dahil sa shoulder injury. While Bragais had commitments in their last game, now with the complete lineup, they want to show their real strength o katulad ng kanilang start dito sa ating tournament na 3-0. They know what at stake for this game. They know Antipolo will come raging towards them. Mahirap daw kalaban ng Antipolo dahil lahat ay pwedeng pumutok at hindi nila malalaman kung sinong dedepensahan. Para naman sa Antipolo Cashew Nuts, alam din nila kung anong haharapin this game against KalosPh, but sabi ng kanilang coaching staff, walang pressure on their shoulders. They will just play their game. They watched the first 2 games ngayong araw and they saw how lower-ranked teams beat higher-ranked teams. They also want to do the same. Back to the panel.
Thank you very much for that report, Nico, the witness. Wahe, parang inubos niya na yung baon natin, Coach Noy.
Wala na tuloy akong masabi. No, actually, going back, yun nga, I think the pressure will always be on the higher seed.
Right.
Especially when the matchups are the 2 versus 5.
Yes.
Dahil there's really nothing to lose for the lower seeds. Dahil you're expected to lose. Let's be blunt about it. You're expected to lose to the higher seed. But the higher seed cannot afford, well, they really cannot afford to lose dahil they will be upset. Literally and figuratively.
That's the word of the day, Coach Noy. Upset so far, no? At least in our first 2 games. Na kung saan the lower seeds won. And good interior passing that time by the dark shirts of KalosPh, the third floor. De Mesa getting fouled and he heads on to the line.
Well,
check that. That's just a baseline inbound, Coach.
Definitely one of the guys that Coach Joseph Gion has missed is itong si Joseph De Mesa.
Right.
Right now he's sporting a shoulder brace, shoulder support there. And I think they started actually getting losses when itong si De Mesa got injured. They lost back-to-back.
That's right, no? Yeah, of course, that was De Mesa, really a key cog in the engine of KalosPh Sportswear. Meanwhile, that strong drive by De La Rosa did not fall. Pero itong si Mega, sinigurado ang kanyang layup. Bragais will be called for the reach. At eto na pala, Coach Noy, no? Na pinasok na si
Nico Maradlo.
Right. And Kunanan.
That's right, on the other end naman, it's Kunanan.
Right.
Kunanan in their last ball game was the best player producing 20 points off the bench.
Yes. At minsan lang yun, Coach Noy, no? Yung galing ka sa bench, ikaw pa magiging best player of the game, no? So,
except when you talk about Jenmar Bragais, of
ayan.
course.
Oh, what a shot there. That's De La Rama for you. And there's Deles. Yun yung sinasabi ko, Coach Noy, na pinasok na si Deles eh. Kasi interesting nung yung nakita nating warm-up na kanina eh.
Well, definitely an enforcer itong si RJ Deles. But I think he has to realize also that he has the capability to produce on offense. And if he does that, malaking tulong yun for his team.
Offensive rebound for the dark shirts of KalosPh. De Mesa goes to the middle. And he was pushed by De La Rama.
Well, you know, when pumasok na tong second 5 ng KalosPh, the offensive potency will not drop. Talagang they just have loads of weapons coming off their bench.
Partida, pinahinga muna si Bragais, Coach Noy.
Yeah, and that's why they put in Kunanan for some heavy artillery bombing for the former JRU heavy bomber.
Kung nasa plane tayo, na-search na tayo. Sa ilang beses minention mo yung bomb. Oh, speaking of bombs, that was a smooth move by Espiritu. Spiriting his way to the bucket that time. Now he is tasked to contain Pingoy. Mecca, left corner, back to Pingoy. 3 is up, splash!
That's going to be on RJ Deles and De Vera, I think.
Yes.
I think it's going to be a double unsportsmanlike foul. And interestingly, ang daming beses na natin nakikita itong security natin since the second game.
Well, it is the quarters finals for you.
They don't call it knockout for nothing.
Yes.
But we don't want knockouts on the floor.
Oo nga. Actually, we were thinking of storylines for today, Sunday. At dahil nga winner go home, do or die, pwede sana yung Sunday, Bloody Sunday. But
it
kahapon
happened
pa
on
lang,
Saturday.
yes.
Actually,
yung matinding collision na yun yesterday in the game between AMA and that's not game
Philippine
changer.
Navy.
Philippine Navy.
Yeah, actually,
Quijano
si
and-
Quijano had
yes.
some big buckets earlier for Philippine Navy, and we expect to see Reed
Right.
Bakling to be playing in the nightcap for AMA versus the University of Makati Strong Group.
Yes, and a reminder to our viewers, our main event will be the old rivals, Strong Group University of Makati versus AMA Online Education Kings. No?
A rematch of the NCR Division Finals.
Right. And Castevera demanding that ball on at the low post and wanting to get back at Deles. Si Deles talaga yung kinainit ang ulo niya a few plays back. You know?
And that's 2 straight fouls on RJ Deles.
Meanwhile, good defense by De Mesa. Kahapon si Baklig, after suffering a 1-inch gash sa forehead above his right eyebrow, I think, still went back to the game.
Yeah,
However, ito naman si Quijano, since he needed stitches, his gash was 2 inches. So yeah, he wasn't able to go back to the game, and Philippine Navy lost that game. And that is a technical going to be called on, is that De La Rama? Again, yes.
And Pingoy.
Not only on De La Rama, because I think De La Rama, was that, did the referee signal 2 technicals there?
We will find out in a bit. So that's...
That's De La Rama. Yeah, okay. 2 technicals. So medyo dehado doon si Pingoy. You know why? Because De La Rama parang sinubo yung bola sa kanya before passing it to his teammate to inbound.
Then you can make the case that itong si Pingoy very valuable for Coach Joseph Gion, especially when the action slows down, being their best half-court offense facilitator.
Castevera, wala. He gets it back. It's too strong naman. Naumpisahan na yung gigil nitong si Castevera. Meanwhile, Pingoy, that's a travel. Too many steps, though, before the pass. So the score is 29-22. 7 points pa rin ang lamang ng KalosPh Sportswear, the 3rd floor. A little under 7 minutes to go dito sa first half natin. Espiritu, point guard duties now for the Cashew Nuts. Uses the Hornacion screen. Hornacion fakes. Walang papasahan doon. Unlike this play as De Mesa virtually unmolested on that layup. And the lead has ballooned to 9 points. 31-22. May timeout po tayo. Pero before we let you go, we turn you over to Nico, the witness wife, for a report.
Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC,
Parami na ng parami ang mga fans na pumupunta rito sa Marikina Sports Center para sa ating third game na KalosPh versus Antipolo Cashew Nuts. At syempre, ibig sabihin, marami rin ang ating choices para sa ating Ballout shoutout. Pero ngayon, katabi ko, si Miss Eliza Ake. Miss Eliza, sino ba sinusuportahan mo? At baka may specific na player yan.
Yeah. Si Mark Aker from Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Number 18.
Kamusta naman ang laro ng iyong husband at ng Antipolo Cashew Nuts? Gusto mo ba?
Yes, for sure naman yung lahat ng hard work nila. They just need to play smart and for sure in God's will, they can win this game.
Okay, baka may shoutout ka na naman dyan, Miss Eliza.
Okay, sure. Shoutout ko lang Sister Kona sa New Zealand. Hi!
Maraming salamat, Miss Eliza Ake, na sinusuportahan ng Antipolo Cashew Nuts at ang kanyang asawa. Back to the panel.
Thank you very much, Nico Wae. And that was another ball-out shout-out that time, no? Si Aqua Woman shouting out for Aqua Man ng Antipolo Cashew Nuts. At yun nga.
Well, just an observation, parang pangalawang beses ko na narinig yan New Zealand na yan ngayon sa ating broadcast. Of course, si Mr. Anderson, di ba?
Tama.
On assignment in New Zealand.
Right. Baka may uwing milk or steaks dyan. Meanwhile, 31-22 pa rin ang ating score. 5 minutes, 56 remaining sa first half. Coach Hornacion, no, that was such a broken play, almost went in. That desperation heave by Romil. Cunanan, Ancheta now using that thick floater is up and it is pure.
Just great maturity there coming from Ancheta. Akala mo wala nang pupuntahan, but finding a shot there.
Now Espiritu. The spacing of Antipolo Cashew Nuts on offense is quite questionable, partner, no? Oh, parang, yeah, they're not spacing well enough for their players to get a good shot off. And just as I said it, the shot clock has run out on the Antipolo Cashew Nuts.
I thought we were going to see an exciting 360 pass coming from JR De La Rosa. Kaso naputokan na sila ng 24-second shot clock.
Hindi 360 shot, 360 pass.
360 pass. Well, actually, ito, going back to Jomel Ancheta, would you believe this guy is just 19 years old?
Oh, isa siya sa mga mga batang players natin dito, ha. So match na match pala sila ni Paulo Galvez, no? Game changer.
Best player of that upset win.
Right. So
game changer Novaliches.
So 2 wins, the last 2 wins of game changer Novaliches, Paulo Galvez, best player of the game, right? If I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, there you go, Ancheta. Sabi niya, talk about this 19-year-old.
That's right.
Getting that end one.
Actually, for game changer Novaliches, even in that game that they lost in overtime, it was also Paulo Galvez who led the team in scoring but did foul out right before overtime. And yun nga, they missed his production. But right now we have another 19-year-old showing his wares sa ating tournament.
Itong si Ancheta, no? Samantala, bumalik na si Acque. We haven't seen much of Patrick Bakay in this game, Coach. Kakabalik lang din ulit niya, no? Pero parang hindi pa siya nakaka-attempt from 3.
Well, I don't think they will be hard-pressed if they will be using that 3-guard lineup against the taller wing players itong KalosPh.
Oh, just being hounded here. The defense of Gerald Anderson covering much of the perimeter, and he gets the rebound. The KalosPh are running, and a foul will be called once again against the Antipolo Cashew Nuts.
Well, the thing is, itong si Paulo Galvez and Jomel Ancheta, pag hindi sinabi sa yung 19-year-old, hindi mo mahalata eh. I mean, the way they play, the
yes.
maturity that they have, you know, comfortability handling that basketball, parang mature na yung opensa nila pareho.
Siguro 4 years old pa lang nagsimula na itong mga to eh.
Siguro mga, ano na tayo, 20 years old, naglalaro na sila. Nilaglag yung sarili.
Ancheta making both, yeah, you just talked about maturity. yung ganun na walang kakabog-kabog sa free throw line, coach, no? That is such a big thing for a team. Meanwhile, JR De La Rosa, speaking of big things, the main man for the Antipolo Cashew Nuts has yet to make an impact here, and right on cue, there he is, the Birdman.
Jared De La Rosa really has to lead this team, especially with KalosPh trying to pull away here with 3:50 remaining sa ating first half.
It's still a 14-point lead, 38-24. Gerald Anderson taking it strong, missing though, gets it back. The fadeaway, still short. And was that tap above the ring? But no matter, the white shirts are running. Patrick Bakay, corner three. Sayang yon. Minsan lang malibre si Patrick Bakay tonight, no? Oh, good defense there by the Aquaman, tipping the ball away from the hands of Ancheta. Now here's the Birdman. Puro mga superheroes ang ating mga players. No? Bakay.
But fortunately, Mr. Anderson
Right.
stopping the Birdman.
Oo nga. Hindi si Smith ang kinalaban ni Anderson ngayon. Na Patrick Bakay still looking for a teammate. Inside, De Vera, the fade and the bucket right on time as the shot clock expires.
Akala mo doon, mapuputokan na ng 24-second violation. But De Vera, with the presence of mind, taking that shot right away.
And the big guy with that soft touch, no? Fading away from the baseline. Ito na naman sila, Antipolo Cashew Nuts, but Bakay decides to slow things down. Inside to De Vera and caught with that arm lock from behind.
Unfortunately, both teams already in the penalty, so that's going to mean free throws for Cas De Vera.
So Portales is fouled. Check that, Portales fouled De Vera, and he now goes to the line with 2 minutes and 36 remaining. First shot is in for Cas. Cutting this lead down to 11, 38-27 ang ating score. 2 minutes 36 remaining in the first half. And a timeout is called by the Antipolo Cashew Nuts coaching staff. Magbabalik po ang Cocogen Insurance Ballout Sports Founders Cup Season 2.
Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to Go Home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motolite, and Pepetons.
Hoops Challenge. Pull out hoops.
As we take a look at as we have a glimpse of our crowd here sa Marikina Sports Complex. And we are inviting you to come on over and watch the games live with us. After this, we have another game coming up. So punta na kayo. Libre naman ang entrance. Also, you can check us out sa aming mga social media pages. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, at TikTok. Patrick Bakay all alone for three. Wala pa rin.
Well, if you're KalosPh, you have to be concerned that you've been giving Bakay some open shots and eventually those shots will fall at baka pagsisihan mo yun sa dulo.
That's right. New faces here for KalosPh. Ancheta will try from beyond the arc. Wala, and look at that. Tapos na Valentine's Noy. Sobrang sweet pa rin ang arm lock na nangyayari sa loob between Castellano and Cas De Vera. So De Vera, because of the penalty situation ng KalosPh, heads back to the line.
And the thing is, yung mga referees natin, parang magulang na nakakita ng holding hands. Pumihito agad.
Papaluin yung kamay mo. First shot, Cas De Vera. So far, he has been good for at the free throw line. cuts the lead down to 9 now. Single digit na lang to, Coach Noy.
Well, so far, Cas De Vera from the line has been cash.
Right.
Hindi ko masabi after the first conversion eh. Baka magmintis.
Masyado ka namang coach na sa jinx sa'yo.
Oo,
Isipin yun. Isipin yun. Hayaan mo siya umisip sa'yo. Nabragais.
Parang naka-Valentine's mode pa tayo ah.
Pulang-pula tayo, Coach Noy. Enough about us again as Anderson knocks down that corner 3.
Well, that's a specialty of the house for Gerald Anderson. And you know, his teammates will always be setting him up.
Bumaba na sa 8 yung lamang pero naakyat ulit ni Gerald sa 11 points. 41-30 as another foul will be called. Was that on Castellano once again?
Looks like it, but either way, that's going. No, it's on Jomel Ancheta, but nevertheless, you cannot keep fouling and sending Antipolo Cashew Nuts to the free throw line.
Lucky for KalosPh Sportswear, Espiritu misses the first free throw. Unlucky for them, it's the third foul nitong si Ancheta, Coach.
So that's why Jerry Pingoy quickly in. Pero parang walang nawala eh.
Nadagdagan pa nga eh. As Pingoy has been playing great tonight, no? He's hit a couple of three-point shots and some inside incursions. Gerald Anderson now blows by Bakay, and De Vera drops it to floor. Back to Gerald. And natagalan masyado. Overpassing. Castellano waiting for his teammates to shoot the ball. Was called for that 3-second violation.
Well, if you look at the body language of Gerald Anderson, he was expecting itong si Flor to be taking that shot. He set him up pretty well.
And Bragais was hounding Espiritu. Look for Espiritu. A foul was called against him on that reach-in.
And that's going to mean more free throws para dito sa Antipolo Cashew Nuts. If you're KalosPh a third floor, that's the last thing you want because itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts really just bleeding for points.
Yes.
So far sa ating first half. Bibigyan mo silang free
Oo.
throws.
Parang napakalaking partida na binibigay nitong KalosPh Sportswear sa Antipolo Cashew Nuts by sending them to the line, giving them a chance to cut the lead down with the clock stop.
And they have just been called for a technical foul. So that's actually a technical free throw for Espiritu.
Pero itong free throw woes ni Espiritu still haunting him. He misses that technical free throw. And now for his penalty free throws, wala pa rin, Noy.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the third free throw that he's missed.
Yes. And finally, he gets one and cuts the lead down to 9. Single digit na lang to. 58 seconds remaining in our first half. Kanina ko pa sinasabi yun 5 minutes ago. And a foul will be called now on Espiritu.
Eh, sila rin nasa penalty. So, 2 free throws for Jerry Pingoy. Jerry the Rule Pingoy.
The rule.
Yeah, because there's a Jerry Pingoy rule in college basketball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is. You don't know?
No, sorry.
Remember when he
Explain it to me.
graduated and he wanted to transfer to another school. Graduated high school, wanted to play for another team in college.
Right.
And parang hinarang nung ano eh. So the Jerry Pingoy rule, initially, if you were to transfer from one school to another high school to college, you have to sit out for a year.
Oh, so that started with him.
That's right.
And there he is again, involved in that play all the time and getting a foul from Acque. So that, yung rule na yun.
Talagang pinagpaliwanag mo ko eh. No?
Well, sorry kasi yung when I talk about college, nung panahon pa nila Noli Locsin at nila Jun Limpot eh.
Kaya ako nagpaliwanag sa'yo. Anyway,
That's
that
right.
rule no longer applies. You are free to move from any high school to college, as should be.
Yes, so yun yung high school to college naman eh, no? Pero yun nga yung mga nire-reason out nila na kami nag-develop niya.
Yeah.
Right?
But you have to give kids the
Of course,
freedom to
of
choose
course.
where to study.
Of course.
Anyway, let's go back to this ball game.
Ayan, dito rin na-shoot ni Pingoy yung second free throw niya, pero Bragais is there, so that's like a 3-point play in reverse para sa KalosPh Sportswear. Lumamang na ulit tuloy sila ng 14 points, 28 seconds. Antipolo Cashew Nuts is running, the drop, the fake by Cas De Vera looking for a foul, none is called. And here's Gerald looking for his teammates. Drops it off to Genmar. What a play by Anderson and Bracais. 6 seconds remaining now. Lumaki na yung lamang to 16. Naagaw ba yung bola? Still no foul. The heave by Gerald. That won't count even if it went in. So at the end of the first half of play, Coach Noy, KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor, bigla na lang binagyo itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts and establishing a 16-point lead going to the third quarter. Magbabalik po ang Ballout Sports Founders Cup Season 2 presented by Cocogen Insurance.
Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to go home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motolite, and Pepetons.
End of the first half lamang ang KalosPh, the third floor, 48-32. At syempre, kasama ko pa rin ang dalawang representative from both teams para sa Kalos. Kasama ko si RJ Deles. RJ, nakita natin, kompleto ang inyong lineup. Nakikita mo ba yung epekto nito kumpara at saka yung diferensya kumpara doon sa mga nakaraang laro na wala yung mga main guys nyo like Gerald Anderson and Ray De Mesa?
Nag-adjust lang kami sa mga pinapagawa nila coach as for offensive purposes namin, nag-adjust kami kasi syempre sila yung top scorers namin sa team. So, yung main adjustment namin is to share the bar more.
Itong kompletong lineup ba, malaking bagay para sa inyo? Lalo na ang kalaban nyo, itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts na sabi nga ni Coach kanina ay hindi natin nakikita na may main guy. Ganong kahirap kalaban ayon sa kanya. Nahirapan mo kayo in that first half?
Syempre, yung Antipolo, very strong team yan. Inside, outside, yung presence nila. So, importante talaga na kompleto kami.
May babatiin ka ba, RJ?
Binabati ko lang yung family ko sa Bacolod and yung family ko sa Tarlac. My loved ones, girlfriend ko po. Hello.
Maraming salamat, RJ Delas from KalosPh. At syempre, sa aking kanan, Coach, nakita na naman tayo. Sir TJ Tangliben ng Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Coach, everything was not falling sa first half. At medyo hindi ganun kaganda, outside, inside, hindi ganun nauhulog para sa inyong team. But you're liking the effort of your players, Coach.
Tuloy pa rin. Ini-encourage ko sila na tira lang yan. May dalawang quarter pa, so di dapat tayo sumuko.
Coach, may babatiin po kayo.
Yung mga sponsors namin, J20 Sportswear, Run Sports, Mayor June, family ko, sa mga kids ko, si Bebong, si Queen, si Shasha, tsaka si Mavi. Thank you.
Once again, Sir TJ Tangliben and RJ Deles from both teams. Magbabalik po kami for second half action.
Ballout.
Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to go home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motolite, and Pepetons.
Ballout. Hoops. Challenge. Ballout.
May exciting game ako para sa inyo. Ito ang Go for Gold Scratch Cards. Pwedeng manalo na hanggang 1,000,000 piso. Bawat kiss-kiss, matutulungan mo ang mga atletang Pilipino. Available at all Lotto outlets and resellers nationwide.
Itaas ang pride ng bansa habang nag-e-enjoy. Bili na ng Go for Gold Scratch Cards. Go for Gold, produkto ng Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office. Tanging may edad 18 pataas lamang ang maaaring bumili at maglaro ng Go for Gold Scratch Cards. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Shout out Ballout. Please like and follow their social media channel. This is Kuya Jorbert. Shout out Ballout.
Shout out, ball out! At iniimbitahan ko po kayong i-like and subscribe and follow their social media, Ball Out Sports. At mabuhay po kayo. This is Jeff Tam. Shout out, ball out!
Ball out! Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to go home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motolite, and Pepetons.
Ball out! Whoops! Challenge! Ball out! Whoops!
Again, a blessed Sunday evening to everyone, mga ka-Ballout basketball fans all over social media and the world. Eman Cabiles, kasama pa rin si Noy the Soul Africa. And you see here some of our fans, not our fans, the crowd, fans ng Ballout Sports. Yan. So watching the games live with us dito sa Marikina Sports Complex. Kung nasa bahay lang din naman kayo and you have the time and the means, come on over and enjoy the games live. Or check us out sa social media pages ng balloutsports.ph, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So the ball is live. It is now the third quarter in our third game between KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor, and the Antipolo Cashew Nuts.
For KalosPh in that first half, they were able to convert yung mga turnovers itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts into points. Points from turnovers 14-5, and they were able to run more 17-2, and you'd expect itong Antipolo to try and attack also in transition, but hindi sila makasabay sa KalosPh. Bench points 27-9 for KalosPh. The 27 points, most of which coming from surprise offensive production coming from Jerry Pingoy already with 15 big points.
And when you talk about Antipolo Cashew Nuts trying to run with KalosPh Sportswear, coach, but failing, credit that to number one, itong outstanding transition defense na pinapakita ng black shirts ng KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor, and at the same time, yung kababawan ng bench nitong Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Their bench is not as deep, not even close dito sa bench naman ng KalosPh, the third floor.
Well, you know, itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts, they know exactly how to stay within this ball game. One thing is, of course, to play excellent defense, but on the offensive end, You want to get those easy transition points that so far they haven't been getting, and yung kanilang outside shooting so far non-existent in this ball game, 1 out of 12, and when one of your top gunners has missed all 4 of his attempts in Patrick Bakay, actually at least 2 or 3 of them were wide open. They're gonna have some problems here.
That's right. Of course, itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts, their wins in that classification tournament were mostly because of the hot shooting by Coach Hornacion and Patrick Bakay na yun na, nagpakita na. Narinig ka na, Coach Noy.
Baka dapat bago sa pumasok, binulong ko pa, no?
Oo. Kaya lang, baka naman tinira ka agad, hindi pa nagsastart. And there it is, Espiritu taking it strong right into the heart of the defense of KalosPh Sportswear, the 3rd floor. So that's a 5-point swing.
Yeah, in the last 2 sequences, a 3-pointer and a transition basket. So that's what the doctor ordered for the Antipolo Cashew Nuts.
Late in the second quarter, Coach Noy, they were able to bring this lead down to 8, no? Pero bigla silang binlitz nitong KalosPh Sportswear, the 3rd floor. And as the first half ended, umakit na ng 18 points yung lamang ng KalosPh Sportswear.
Well, that's really the problem when you go up against those teams with a depth of talent in their rosters. They can give you different looks, especially on defense. They can play you in the half court, they can zone you, they can play man-to-man, and they can also apply the full court pressure as needed.
Kung ano kailangan na ibibigay. Meanwhile, an open 3 is on the way, but that was too strong from Mamaradlo. And ito nga, na-mention mo kanina, Coach Noy, Mamaradlo. His team needs production from him, katulad ng ginagawa nitong si Jerry Pingoy para sa KalosPh.
So if you're Antipolo Cashew Nuts, I don't think you expect the points to be coming from Jerry Pingoy na so far in this tournament has been more of a playmaker para dito sa KalosPh.
Oh, Patrick Bakay, his second 3 of the game. Ito na, Coach Noy. Heating up itong si Patrick. Tingnan natin, babawin nga ba ni Gerald Anderson? And then a smile after that conversion by Gerald. And we have a bit of a scuffle here sa other side of the court ng Antipolo Cashew Nuts.
So far itong Antipolo Cashew Nuts just tick 2 of the 3 boxes that they need. They need 3-point shooting, they need transition points, but yung defense nila so far has been suspect.
That's right. Yung last na tres ni Gerald doon, ngiting-ngiti pa no? Parang naglakad lang sa luneta. And here's Antipolo Cashew Nuts losing the ball there. 2-1-2, Gerald hangs in the air and makes it. Yung ba yung matrix na sinasabi mo, Coach Noy?
Hindi yung tinatawag na nagpapogi pa, automatic na.
Hindi na kailangan eh.
Kaya nga
diba? Hindi na fair.
Nagpasikat pa eh.
Sikat na.
No kidding aside, that's a pretty finish
right there. And a technical foul on Kunanan there. Oh, he better be careful. He's pointing to the ref. Kung nakatingin dun si ref, baka bigla na double technical siya.
I think this is the better person to explain to. I mean, his coach as opposed to the referee.
That's right. So, he is claiming that he was the one who got bumped. At yun nga, usually, ang nahuhuli yung retaliation, coach, no?
Yeah, that's right. And Coach Joseph Guion choosing to sit him down. Checking in, it's Braille Meca. So,
Patrick Bakay misses the free throw, coach.
Still a big problem here for Antipolo Cashew Nuts, especially if they're missing their free throws.
Gerald Anderson single-handedly brought this lead back up to 18, 58-40 ang ating score. Here's Mamaradlo. Parang hindi pa pinapawisan. Nais pa yung kanyang hairdo. Spins, fakes. Oh, in and out. And the ball goes back to KalosPh Sportswear, the 3rd floor.
And
6 minutes.
If you're the Antipolo Cashew Nuts, ayaw mo na mukhang hindi pa pinapawisan ito si Nico Mamaradlo. Dahil so far, yung production niya parang hindi pa pinapawisan. 0 points so far.
That's right. Meanwhile, Espiritu having all sorts of trouble keeping up with Jerry Bingoy, who gets another bucket of that beautiful drive.
Well, Jerry Pingoy definitely recognizing the mismatch against itong si Espiritu and just taking him to school.
Oh, yes. Baka bigla na lang magkaroon ng diploma tong si Espiritu pag siya pa rin lang bumabantay kay Jerry Pingoy all night long. Samantala, Patrick Bagay, kick out Espiritu now. The three is good.
Well, it's actually interesting. I don't think we've seen itong si JR De La Rosa here sa ating third quarter.
Right. Now, Mamaradlo is assigned to Gerald. That behind the back pass goes to the wrong guy. Espiritu. Patrick Bagay once again. Not that time. A little over 5 minutes to go. Oh, what a spin and a basket by Demesa.
Well, actually, itong si Demesa was trying to slow down the offense, waiting for his teammates kaso no one was picking him up.
Right. So might as well take it strong. At yun nga, it's now a 19-point lead para sa KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor. Patrick Bagay being hounded by Jerry Pingol. And there will be a held ball situation here. Demesa, very sportsmanlike, picking up his opponent. So the ball goes back to KalosPh, the third for Pingoy. Still doing the point guard duties for them. Corner three, wala, pero there's an offensive rebound and a putback by Brian Mega. That's what he does best.
Well, itong Antipolo Cashew just caught watching there. Brian Mega cleaning up that offensive rebound, easy putback for him.
And even before we get past 3 quarters of play, Noy, kitang-kita na yung napakaraming weapons nitong KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor, no? Unexpectedly, as you said, a lot of production coming from Jerry Pingoy. Tapos eto na si Brian Mega kanina, early in the game sa first quarter natin, ilang jump shots ang pinasok nitong si Longalong.
That's right, but so far the star para dito sa KalosPh is the man who is substituted now, itong si Jerry Pingoy, sitting for the first time I think in this ball game, ito si Katipay, making an appearance for Coach Joseph Gion.
So this is actually the third point guard in rotation para sa KalosPh Sportswear, talking about Katipay. Longalong missing the second and a lane violation is called. Hornacion talking to Bragais now. And look at that. Some color developing between Coach Hornacion and Genmar Bragais.
Well, ito talaga si Bragais will always rub you the wrong way. But, wrong way in the sense na pagkalaban mo siya. Pero
pagkalaban mo siya, yes.
For Coach Joseph Gion, ganyan yung gusto mong rubbing na nakikita.
Yun ang binabayaran doon. Meanwhile, Ralph Manzo gets an open baseline layup. That is rare para sa Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Good ball movement, Katipay. Oh, inside, and Ramil Hornacion intercepts it. Oh, perfect pass. Sana hindi lang pumasok yung layup na yon. What a fake. And Portales gets it.
This team right now, they are enjoying playing with each other. Always looking for a better shot. Using a lot of passing here.
And at a loss are the Antipolo Cashew Nuts and Cas de Vera now talking with Portales. And technicals being thrown now by our refs.
Well, if you're KalosPh, I don't think you want to engage in mind games right now. You are definitely ahead, 22-point lead, and the last thing you want is to get suspensions for for skirmishes.
Because if that is what they're actually risking, and not necessarily if they're going to win this game or not, because as you said, they're up by 22. But if you get suspensions heading to the next semifinals, division semifinals game, that's where you're gonna have problems.
Ito si Coach Hornacion actually just protecting his team.
Yes.
Usually, ang head coach, you don't have that power to control your players on the floor, but being the playing coach, that adds a different dimension for Antipolo Cashew.
Parang si Coach Winston Sergio rin, pag sinabi niya sa players niya, tigil na, punta ka sa bench. Wala nang magagawa eh. Yes,
Kasi usually, if the coach were to rush into the court, that's an automatic technical.
Right. So as we've said, we're waiting now for the final verdicts of our officials. I'm sure a technical foul was called on Portales. I'm not sure if another one was called on De Vera of Antipolo.
And also, the last thing you want to do is yung kalaban mo na tinatambakan mo, asarin mo pa. Like, that's really an ingredient for the skirmishes that we've been seeing so far.
Oo nga, sabi mo, that's like cooking disaster, cooking up some disaster na kahit manalo ka, pero baka magkasakita naman kayo ng matindi. Meanwhile, that's a veteran move for you by Romil Hornacion, getting that beautiful inbound pass, the foul, and he will now go to the line. So ito na naman, bago matapos ang isang quarter, bigla na naman bumagal ang ating laro, Coach Noy, because of all the whistles and the violations that are being called.
Well, these are actually necessary whistles for the referee to, that's the only measure of control that they have in our ball games. And kung kailangan pituhan nyo na. Okay lang kahit gabihin kami dito.
Oo. Madami namang food. Diyan naman si Pepe Tons.
That's right.
Right. And that's right. Kudos actually to our officials for staying on top of this one. You would think na dapat relax na lang kasi ang laki ng lamang eh. As Coach Romil misses 2 free throws, still a 22-point lead being enjoyed by KalosPh, the third floor. Katipay kicks out to Bragais. Bragais, he will... Oh, no look pass there, pero natawagan ng foul si Castellano.
Holding on to, I believe that's Manzo underneath. Eagle-eyed referees.
So kung mahigpit na nga kanina, malamang hihigpit palalo ang tawagan ng ating mga officials ngayon para mabawasan ng konti yung kulit na nangyayari sa ating laro.
And also, we do want also na mabawasan yung oras.
Right. Buti na lang sa atin, wala nag-o-officiate sa kulit natin, Nasa Laguna. Almost a steal there. 4 to shoot para sa white shirts ng Antipolo Cashew. Espiritu lets it fly. Wala. Kick out now after that offensive rebound. Back to Cass. Sinauso pa pero wala. And a foul finally. That's on Castellano. I believe that's his third.
They were playing great defense until itong si Castellano just decided to push Cas de Vera. And in any league that you play in, automatic foul yun.
Right. So he got beat on the rebound. But let's verify that, Noy, if that's the third or the fourth foul already of Castellano. Kasi he got a technical early on and that counts as a personal foul, right? De Vera makes his second. But the lead is still at 21. Para sa KalosPh Sportswear with under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Longalong. There's Mecca. Bragais now. All smiles, while setting up the play. Now here's Castellano. The ball is swung to the other side. Longalong. An open lane to the bucket.
Well, I said earlier nga, itong KalosPh, they can give you all those different looks. But also on the offensive end, kahit i-pressure mo to, kahit you play the half court, you play the man-to-man, they will always have counters for everything.
That's right. However, Espiritu missing that corner 3, open yun after JR found him. Bragais to Longalong. Longalong drops it again. Mecca loses it. At tumatakbo na si JR De La Rosa. He tried to fly but good defense by Katibay. Clipping the wings of the Birdman and obvious na foul yun. And good job by Bragais na gumamit ng konting Trae Young breaks, no? Using the momentum of the defender against him. So Bragais goes to the line.
Yes, if it's not enough na ang haba nating quarter, both teams are already in the penalty. Dami nating reklamo eh. No?
Ako okay lang, coach. Ikaw pangatlong laro mo na eh.
Hindi, okay pa ako. May pang-apat pa nga
May
eh.
pang-apat pa.
But guys missing 2 free throws that time.
So it's a 23-point lead now for KalosPh Sportswear. At pag lumaki pa to, coach, mukhang maghanap tayo ng marami-raming isa-shoutout, no?
Okay lang, I'm sure marami kang shoutout dyan.
Ako? Espiritu forcing one up and missing it. 29 seconds remaining in the third. Katipay now. And KalosPh Sportswear very much in control, dominating this one. We are still in the third quarter. 7 to shoot para sa KalosPh and a kickball.
So that will pretty much turn the shot clock off.
Right. It was down to 5 before that kickball. Pero minadali ni Mecca yung tira dahil kaya naman niyang ipasok.
The same effect there if he took the last shot, but De La Rosa will probably... No, he goes to Hornacion.
And Hornacion buries it again. Beating the buzzer is Coach Remil Hornacion. The score is 71-49. KalosPh, the third floor, looking good here versus the Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Magbabalik po ang Cocogen Insurance Ballout Sports Founders Cup Season 2.
Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to Go Home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motoline.
Ibabalik po ang ating ball out shoutout at syempre ngayon kasama ko si Sir Lawrence Derpo, ang General Manager ng KalosPh. Sir, obvious naman kung sino-sino suportahan natin, di ba?
Yes sir, maraming salamat sa pag-imbita sa akin dito manood para suportahan ang aming team. So far lang mga team namin ngayon, isang quarter, hopefully maka-survive kami itong last quarter.
Sir, mukhang inspirado, nakikita, nanonood kayo. Ano masasabi mo sa team mo, sir?
Oo, talagang pinaghandaan ng team namin to, last 2-day practice, Coach Joseph, talagang pinaghandaan itong quarterfinals.
Okay po, may babatiin po kayo. Shoutout muna.
Okay, una-una, papasalamat ako kay Coach Chris Bautista sa pagsali dito na laging sumusuporta sa aming brand, sa KalosPh, sa owner ng KalosPh, Mr. Harold Capuli, and Ma'am Laika Capuli. Nandito rin yung mga Kalos employees para sumuporta. Tapos shoutout din dun sa mga kasama ko sa Rizaleño Basketball Club ng San Mateo at sa PMBC.
Ayun, maraming salamat po si Sir Lawrence Derpo, ang General Manager ng KalosPh. Back to the panel.
Thank you very much, Nico the Witness Wahe. And there you go, supporter ng KalosPh Sportswear. And I'm sure he is feeling pretty good now as KalosPh is up by 22 points. Trading threes in the last place with Coach Hornacion. Now, yeah.
Not all teams have had the luxury of 2 days practice.
Right. That's true.
Some of the other teams actually just played yesterday.
Meanwhile, itong si Coach Remil Hornacion natawagan, overextending that elbow towards the spin to the baseline. Yun nga, Coach Noy, no? Talagang nagiging mahigpit na ang ating officials dito. To keep things in check and in order. Oh, a steal here by the white shirts of Antipolo Cashew Nuts. JR De La Rosa, he will fly, and no foul was called there on Ancheta. But JR,
But the referees are saying
nonetheless,
that si Ancheta daw was
vertical.
vertical.
Right. That was a great challenge by Ancheta, and fearless at that because he has 3 fouls already. No? Lucky for him, hindi pumito yung ref. Longalong corner 3. In and out once again, and an offensive rebound by the dark shirts. What a spin! And the bucket by De Mesa. Anong shoulder injury?
That's right, itong si De Mesa actually providing, reminding itong si Joseph Guion kung ano yung na-miss niya the past few games that he was out.
Meanwhile, JR De La Rosa back to Romil. Romil, he will take it in this time. That lefty runner, wala. And Ancheta secures it. Tumatakbo na naman itong black shirts. Again, that was a sorry miss by De Mesa. I thought that was already a basket, no? JR De La Rosa, he doesn't have the numbers, and he will wait for his teammates. Biglang naging active ngayon si Coach Romil. Coach, no? Medyo may gigil na.
That's right, and if you can't find someone to do it right, might as well just do it on your own.
Oo nga. Meanwhile, that was an excellent crossover move by Espiritu, eluding the defense of De Mesa, and now he will go to the line. At habang nag-free throw siya, Coach Noy, nabanggit na kanina nung fan ng KalosPh, itong ating matipunong president na si Chris Bautista. So batiin na natin, acknowledge na natin yung buong admin ng Ballout Sports Founders Cup Season 2. Of course, Chris Bautista nga po, ang aming presidente, Commissioner Joe the Legend Lipa, Deputy Commissioner Matt Calizar, Basketball Operations Head Ronald Magtulis, Assistant Basketball Operations Bert De La Rosa, and Technical Head Noel Canya. Good evening po, sirs. Back to the action. Going baseline is Longalong. Oh, long strides there for Longalong, and that reverse was great.
Well, this would be a good sign for the campaign of KalosPh if Longalong can find some offensive production. Parang as if naman kailangan pa nila, no? Pero you can never have too many weapons.
Yes, another weapon adding to their already stocked arsenal, no? Nitong KalosPh Sportswear, the 3rd floor. Longalong,
You have to remember ito si Longalong also starts for KalosPh. So just imagine a more potent starting 5 for them, and kasi automatic na yung bench production nila eh. Especially when they have this complete lineup.
Yes.
When they have guys like itong si Bragais, Mecca, and actually medyo 3rd string pa nila na shooter to si Jojo Cunanan.
Oo. And not to mention their point guards, no? All of them doing good in their roles, starting off with the young gun Ancheta, tapos the vet Pingoy, at even Katipay, kahit paano, carried his team a bit late in the 3rd quarter. And ano na sinasabi mo, Coach Noy, ang bagong arsenal ng KalosPh Sportswear. That's a rare 4-point play opportunity for Justin Longalong.
Nakita mo, all smiles for KalosPh, pero yung Antipolo Cashew Nuts, yung body language nila medyo parang ramdam mo na medyo defeatish na yung nila.
Sabi nga ng comrade natin na si Ray La Professor Hoble, bagsak na yung balikat.
Yan, that's right.
Sorry miss by JR De La Rosa. Yun minsan pag masyado kong mabilis, masyado kong malakas, pati yung tira mo no?
Well, actually, okay lang yung bagsak yung balikat. Huwag ka lang nang babagsak ng balikat.
Right. Right. Let's keep it clean, gentlemen. Well, the score is 81-55, 6 minutes 30 remaining sa ating laro. This is the 3rd game of our quadruple header today, this blessed Sunday evening.
And you had to remind me of that.
Para ganahan ka. Looking for a foul there was Cunanan. Walang tinawag yung ref. Espiritu streaking to the front court. What a layup ala Steve Nash.
Well, although yun nga, sabi natin earlier, medyo nakabagsak na yung balikat, but nevertheless, those feet should continue moving.
Oh,
and
yes.
you still try to compete in any way.
And yeah, that's the key, no? Compete. Sabi nga ni Coach Eric Spolstra, compete.
Pero pag itong si Lungalong keeps on hitting those long jumpers, medyo talagang mahirap eh.
Hindi pa rin dapat mabawasan ng moral at bumaba ang loob nitong Antipolo Cashew Nuts, no? As that's all they can do at this point is to compete. Oh, Bakay getting blocked there by Demesa, the Euro, but not the bucket. He will go to the line though, 4-2.
Well, the thing is dito kay Demesa, in as much as he plays pretty much the 4 or sometimes the 5 for Coach Joseph Guion, he actually moves, the speed and agility that he has, pang wing. So that time he shows that getting the loose ball there and right now getting to the foul line.
Making the first. And before he shoots his second free throw, let us again express our appreciation sa ating mga sponsors. Cocogen Insurance, committed, compassionate, genuine, 1-4-BF, Ballout Sports partner since 2019. MDC, our official basketball. KalosPh Sportswear, our official outfitter. Chachago, take the whole world in view. Detail Avenue, attention to details. Snazzy Hair, L&J Spot to go home. Motolite, pang matagalan. Pepitons, House of Kapalmuks, located at Bayan-Bayanan, Marikina City. Madre Ignacia Street Corner, Quezon City, and Grab Kitchen, Makati.
Close kayo ni Madre Ignacia.
Nickname basis kami. Here's Lungalong once again. Doesn't get the bucket though. Meanwhile, Espiritu trying to fire up his team. Romil for 3. Wala doon at umilag sa bola yung isang player ng Antipolo Cashew Nuts. So the ball swings back sa dark shirts nitong KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor. At even if they're making a lot of substitution here, talking about KalosPh, hindi mo alam kung sino na yung galing sa bench at kung sino yung starters dahil parang pareho pa rin yung laro. They're still pouring it in versus dito sa Antipolo Cashew Nuts.
Well, regarding that point na daming ang substitutions here, as we see Jojo Cunanan hitting from the outside, it's interesting to know that despite medyo mahaba yung ating third quarter, in reality, wala pa tayong timeout na tinatawag sa buong second half for both teams.
Right. Oh, beautiful spin move there by Espiritu. Naiwan si Flor.
Well, if you're Antipolo Cashew Nuts, there's really no need to call a timeout dahil yung coach mo nasa floor.
Right. Castellano moving Repato out of the way completely and getting that bucket.
And with a smile.
Oo. Sino ba naman di mapapangiti? 30 na ang lamang nitong KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor. A 3 is on the way. Rattles out yung attempt ni Espiritu. 91-61 po ang ating score. 3 minutes 22 seconds remaining in our game. Here's Genmar, the Moroder Bragais. Let's see. He fires up a 3 and hits air.
Morods the air.
Morod
air.
parang pangalan ng airlines yan.
Parang hindi yata ako sasakay sa airlines.
Patrick Bagay trying to look for space. Romil fires a 3 up again. Oh, volleyball tip there by Repato.
What a great set.
Setter na setter yung ano nyo na yan, huh? Now here's Cunanan. He just hit a 3 earlier. And he will be fouled.
Well, in as much as we are in the cleanest and greenest city in the metropolis na Marikina, I think we have just entered garbage time.
Mukhang ano naman sinesegregate naman ng mabuti. According to recyclables. And another foul will be called by the Antipolo will be called against Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Meron ng graduate doon. That would be Coach Romil Hornacion. Pahinga na muna si Coach ng maaga at bumalik si Dizon for him. as Kunanan has 2 free throws to his name.
Well, just a thought here. Kung kunyari kasi if you're a player and you commit mistakes on the floor,
right,
ang nagagalit sa'yo yung coach. If you're playing coach at nagkamali ka, sino magagalit sa'yo?
Good question, coach.
I think we just have too much time right now.
Ngayon, iniisip ko kung sino ba dati nagagalit kay Jaworski bukod sa fans eh.
Kahit nga fans yata.
Oo, kahit yung fans, hindi. Sumasamba nga kami. Kasama ako dun.
Anyway,
but of course, the Big J, iba level nun. Legend level.
That's right. But with Coach Romil already on the floor, itong mga players na to should be very wary about making mistakes dahil pwede na silang pagalitan.
Right. Meanwhile, Genmar, again, an air ball. Casellano creating space for himself. Wala pa rin. Oh, Floor just got it out from behind. Walang nag-warn doon sa Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Floor, kala makakita tayo ng walang buwelong dunk eh.
Well, that's right. But of course, itong KalosPh being unselfish even up to the last minute.
Great ball movement still on display here from KalosPh Sportswear, the 3rd floor. Another 3 is up and in for Bakay.
Well, really, itong si Patrick Bakay couldn't really get on track until nung ating 3rd quarter, but by that time, pretty much the game was already over.
Already too little, too late for Patrick Bakay to start hitting his shots in this game as the lead is now 29 with 1 minute and 14 seconds left. Oh, Genmar Braga is still trying to get his points pero hindi pa rin niya nakuha doon. Almost another steal. Talagang sila pa yung mas masipag sa depensa, you know, even with a 29-point margin here. And here is Floor. Back to Kunanan, and Kunanan leisurely with that runner with 2 hands on his face.
But you like na despite nga we are already in garbage time, itong KalosPh still continuing to play the right way, willing to share the basketball up to the last second.
And that excellent defense displayed by Braga is blocking the runner. So 33 seconds na lang ang natitira, 97-66. Tatanungin ko pa sa'yo, anong chances dito? Anong chances dito na marami maging best player ang KalosPh, Coach Noy?
No, actually, I mean, in as much as that this has been a team effort,
right.
But I think really the guy who stamped his class here, because for the longest time, all tournament long, we have been labeling him as a playmaker.
Right.
And in this ball game, ito si Jerry Pingoy actually just created the most problems the minute he tried to be a scorer and very effectively so dito sa ating ball game. And because of that, I did not think Antipolo Cashew Nuts stood a chance.
Stood a chance, that's right. And as the final buzzer sounds, KalosPh Sportswear, the 3rd floor, moves on to the division semifinals as Antipolo Cashew Nuts graciously bows out of our tournament.
But you really cannot take anything away from Antipolo Cashew Nuts. Each and every game they have really competed. We can just say that yung kanilang lineup is not as talented or known as everybody else. Pero I think ito nga, they still perform quite well.
And that's right. We now turn you over to our courtside reporter Nico, the witness Wahe, with our best player of the game.
our best player of the game, Jerry Pingoy with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Jerry, nakita natin kanina talagang yung team mo nag-e-enjoy, clapping, talagang nagse-celebrate every basket. Bukod sa kompletong lineup, tingin mo ba yung pag-e-enjoy nyo sa game kanina against Antipolo Cashew Nuts, naging susi para manalo kayo sa laban na to?
Siguro, we just want to win. Kasi sabi nga ni Coach, this is playoffs. So, iba na yun. Doesn't matter you're up or down. So, we just want to win. Yun lang talaga yung focus namin right now. So, by next game, we prepare versus Navy. So, yun lang.
Baka meron kang babatiin or shoutout?
Gusto ko lang yung shoutout yung wife ko na nanonood ngayon. Yung mga anak ko, si Kaden, Jaden, and Anika. Mahal na mahal ko kayong tatlo.
And thank you, Jerry. Once again, our best player of the game, Jerry Pingoy. Back to the panel.
Thank you very much, Nico, the witness, Wahe, and congratulations to Jerry Pingoy and the rest of KalosPh Sportswear, the third floor. They now move on to the division semifinals to face the Philippine Navy Sea Lions Go for Gold. So after 3 quarterfinal matchups, we now move on to our last game of our quadruple header this Sunday. Coming up next, it is the strong group University of Makati going up against AMA Online Education Kings. Huwag po kayong aalis. Stay with us dito sa Cocogen Insurance Ballout Sports Founders Cup Season 2.
Cocogen Insurance and Ballout Sports would like to thank the following. Cocogen Insurance, 14BF, MDC, KalosPh Sportswear, Chachago, L&J Spa to go home, Detail Avenue, Snazzy Hair, Motolite, and Pepetons.